Chapter 1 World Destruction. You are listening at FameTV.info. Shing. Sounds of sword slashed. 1. Health points deducted. Ack. Monster cries in pain. TSK. This wooden sword really did little damage. Currently, the monster health points were 99/100. My attack could only deal 1 damage to it. I did all I can just to kill this monster named Pale Toad, but my damage ain't high enough. This monster is level 1 only. But, for a reason of me being so weak, it's so difficult to kill it, yet my peers could easily eliminate these monsters. If I couldn't manage to kill this one, how could someone like me become a strong magician in the future? Right now, all my peers already at level 2 and above. Yet I'm stuck at level 0. What a shame. No, I don't care about shame anymore. The most important to me now is to earn money, to buy medicine, in order to cure my sister's illness. If only I learned an attack magic skill. But too bad, I've got a self-healing magic skill instead. This magic couldn't even be of use to aid my sister's illness. And no one wants me at their party, because my skill is useless to the group. Whoosh, the Pale Toad flung its 1-meter tongue towards me. I jumped on my right side to avoid the attack that was approaching hastily. It passed at me with a whoosh. After I successfully avoided the attack, I slash it as many times as I can. Zing.1 zing.1 zing.1. Sword continues slashing while the enemy's life points decrease at every hit. I flung my wooden sword repeatedly at the monster's body, trying to kill it with guts without glory. Currently, I am at the pond fighting the Pale Toad. This pond is outside a town where I live. Now the current health of the toad was at 96/100 HP. My brows wrinkle a bit. And I feel my breathing is out of order already. Our training will start on Monday, so it's better to gain more experience before it starts. If I said experience, it doesn't mean the experience like in video games that you received after you killed a monster. What I meant by it is the actual experience in combat. If you're wondering why I am fighting a monster outside the town, then let us turn back the time to where it all had begun. About 3.5 centuries ago, the whole world came to an end in a devastating apocalyptic cataclysm. In the last report of NASA, it was stated that the real cause of this destruction was the abnormal force that pulled down all the residing meteorites surrounding the Earth planet. Those meteorites were being pulled on the Earth's surface and caused the rain of meteors. Thus, it was followed by high-intensity earthquakes and destructive tsunamis. However, these 3 calamities were not just the reasons for world destruction. 1 month had passed, humanity thought that the calamities had ended. However, something unbelievable happened next. Before they could grieve upon the loss of their properties and especially their loved ones, another tragedy had started to peek out from the shadows. The whole world was shrouded by mist. From this mist, grotesque and vicious-looking creatures came rushing to feed on humanities. They were mutated beasts of any type of animal. Once again, humans were drowned in sorrows and despair. At night, the cries of humans and howls of these mutated beasts were the sounds that could only be heard. Humans had no way to fight back this horror. Even modern weapons were useless against them. Many days had passed, and the humans' population plummeted to 1/5. Yet their suffering was far from ended. Even though nothing had resolved yet, with all the calamities that had happened, a new predicament had begun to bud. Pandemic. Humanity was pushed to the brink. The new kind of widespread disease had appeared. It killed millions of humans in just a month. No one comprehended the cause of the pandemic. Not even experts discovered the cause. Mostly the cause of deaths was because of cell deficiency. Many years had passed since the calamity. The monsters from the mist are still causing havoc and the pandemic is steadily spreading. When humanity was about to give up, a ray of hope finally brimmed. A Filipino specialist doctor accidentally discovered a foreign cell inside a patient's body. The doctor was known as Dr. Iman Pablo. He said, the cell is exceedingly vague, almost invisible from microscopic equipment. This cell exudes a negative kind of energy. And this energy causes damages to other cells in a person's body. Thereafter, many experts began to search for a way to stabilize the foreign cell. Later on, They called the cell a hollow cell. 10 years had passed, a UN researcher known as Professor Graham had discovered another type of energy from the fallen meteorites, which was the positive energy. After so many years of extensive research, they finally found a way to stabilize the hollow cell. It was through resonance with the positive energy from fallen meteorites. They later named the meteorites as Gram metal. With the resonance of the two opposite energies, the hollow cell had stopped finally on destroying other cells. But before they could rejoice for this success, later on, they discovered that the patient's stability was still undue. These two energies were too strong for the human body to handle, therefore, another comprehensive research was established again. Finally, after many years of researching, they finally succeeded in curing the pandemic. They invented a gadget that could break the limiter of the human body. Only by breaking the human's limiter at the patient could handle the toll brought by these two powerful energies, the hollow cell, and the Gram metal. With the help of the new gadget, everyone with the symptoms of hollow cells could level up their bodies to become stronger. Every level up was equated to a 1% breakthrough to their limiter. Now, the gadget was known as System Deity. Not just humanity had stopped the pandemic, they also now have the means to fight back these magical mutated beasts. 3.5 centuries had passed after world destruction. Numerous things have changed. One of the biggest changes was the world geography. From big to a small country, the Philippines was one of them. If before, the Philippines looks like a granny, now it looks like an egg. No more Mindanao, Luzon or Visayas. Now it's upper region, Luzon, middle region, Visayas, and lower region, Mindanao. On the outskirts of a small town from the middle region of the Philippines, a young man was currently fighting a monster. This young man was known as Iman Talisman. Almost 2 hours now had passed since he was fighting the level 1 monster known as Pale Toad. Currently, he flung his wooden sword rapidly in his hand to the monster at the front. Hiya, zing.1 shit. He swore under his breath. But no matter how hard he flung his sword, the damage was still 1. Since the wooden sword has a +6 attack and his base attack was 5, it means that Toad had 10 defense, but in actuality, these status numbers are just a measuring tool. What's important was a person's ability on how he handled a fight. Listen to the full novel at famvetv.info, direct link in the description.